I always find this interesting. The guys that seem to be doing the best in the gym seem also to be doing the best in life. So killer in the gym, killer in life. It's hard to have a mentality of like, I'm gonna do my very best work in only one area of life. It kind of translates on everything. So if you kind of want to like hypnotize your life, I think going to the gym and becoming an absolute stud, I think it's gonna change your perspective on everything you do.
All right, perfect. So here we are in a new podcast. Today we have Uriah, not your typical fitness influencer guy. I'm gonna ask him a few questions and yeah, let's get started. So before actually starting, I wanna know your story and where you come from, why you are in Italy right now. I wanna know more about you.
Yeah, so I have certainly an interesting story that I grew up in Canada for the first portion of my life. And at the age of 7, my parents got divorced. So my mom ended up taking me and my brother and my sister over to Italy because she had family and stuff that was in Italy, and it was just a safe place for our family to go. So fast forward a few years, I mean maybe 10 years, grew up in Italy, raised in Italy, learned how to speak the language, learned how to adapt to the culture. I would actually call myself an Italian just because of the way I grew up and the pivotal years of like someone's childhood. I was raised basically in Italy. So from that, then we moved back to Canada, and in Canada I had this idea of like, I'm really skinny, I don't like the way I look. Let's try going to the gym, let's try doing this. So I started going to the gym, I made crazy progress with like in 2-3 months, and a lot of people like reacted to me and are like, oh my God, like you're changing so quickly. This is crazy. So I had a lot of kids in my school asking me questions and like, how did you get so jacked? How did you get so big? And I was just like, what if I put this on social media so I can reach a bigger audience, I can talk about what I'm doing, and I can just share my journey because I'm just at the beginning still.
Yeah. What year are we talking about?
So this is 2018.
2018, okay.
Yeah, 2018. So I get this idea, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a transformation video of showing myself before and after. And from that, I got, a couple thousand views on YouTube. And then I was like, okay, I did the YouTube video, so now I'm gonna post on Instagram, because that's what the influencers do, right? Even though it wasn't really that much of a thing back then. Being an influencer in 2018 really wasn't a thing. I didn't know that I was gonna get into this industry and it was gonna be completely something like worldwide that everybody does during, I think, 2020, which is when everything really blew up with TikTok, YouTube, just being an influencer, doing content, carrying around tripods in the gym and stuff. This was literally like unknown when I was making content. So I was just like, okay, let me follow these influencers, let me kind of follow their steps. So I started doing that, take my shirt off, start posting mirror selfies. As you know, the algorithm picks up on that. Crazy physique, bro, this and that. Goes from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, all the way up to like 30,000 followers within maybe like a year. So already then I'm in school and I'm just like, what am I gonna do for work after school? Because I don't wanna go to university. So what am I gonna do? This opportunity of fitness online, it just presented itself really just out of me purely just being like, okay, I can help some people out of my school.
Yeah.
And then this account just blew up, and so like my mindset was like, shit, I can do something with this. I can make money. So I start like posting more like, first of all, I got sponsored by this company called Jed North. So they start sending me like packages of like clothing, stringers, pants, and someone that's in school that this is happening, you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's insane. So everybody in my school was just like, oh, Uriah, the fitness influencer, fitness model, he's gonna make it. He's gonna go to, he's gonna make something great out of this career. This is crazy. Because I was going through it online, but everybody that was around me in school saw me grow. And that was like the really cool thing about the community, is that I had basically like my entire school that was like believing in me. They all rooted for me. They were like, you got this, you're gonna make it. Because I was like in a little country, like a little town in Canada, which was like, it's kind of like the towns in Italy. It's just like, wow, you're never gonna leave this place. You're gonna work here your whole life. And so I had like this huge movement of like, maybe 100, 200 people in real life that supported me. So I just start pushing hard with content. Then this is what happened in 2020. As everybody knows, the quarantine happened, COVID-19, craziness, gym shut down, content isn't what it's supposed to be anymore. So we moved back to Italy because my grandfather got sick, extremely sick. So we were like, we can't be in Canada for this. So we're gonna move back to Italy again. So moved to Italy, moved to Canada, now back to Italy. It's a crazy story of just like going back and forth, changing cultures. So grandfather moved, we moved with my grandfather to just give him like a stable place where he could like kind of rest and be like okay during a time where everything's locked down. And I just keep posting content, and it's kind of like the idea that I had when I was in school kind of lost itself. So I kind of got confused with the content that I was posting. So that was like my first, I would say, like rut as a person that's trying to reach success. Like, oh, what am I gonna do now? Gyms are closed. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Yeah. Right. So I just keep posting. Then we come out of quarantine, and now I'm in Italy. I haven't been in Italy like in 5 years. So I'm just like, oh shit, like I don't know how to communicate properly. Yeah, it's difficult to like adapt to people's culture, adapt to people's language, adapt to people's like mannerisms, you know, like you can say like ciao, come stai, right? And it's just like, hey, how are you? But like you need to have more attributes to like know about what's actually going on in the situation with the people you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, does that make sense? Yeah. Because it's like really confusing for somebody that comes from a different culture coming to Italy where everyone's like super extroverted. Yeah, like they basically go out for coffee with strangers, they kiss each other, and it's all like, it's a certain type of thing.
It's normal, yeah.
It's normal. So I was just kind of shocked by that because I was like now a young man, and I was just like, oh shit, I need to adapt. So I was super insecure. So I was doing content in gyms in Italy, and everyone was like, what the fuck? What is he doing with the camera? And everyone was like, cosa fa questo qua? Which means, what is this guy doing? And I was just like, oh, I would have to like explain myself. I do content online, and they're just like, yeah, right. Certo, sì, va bene, dai, così, no? So I would like get insecure about that because it was like a closed mentality. So I was like trying to go to gyms and like trying to record content and show my progress, but I was like struggling with like the social setting because people thought it was really like weird. Now it's more normalized in 2024 because of TikTok and the blow up of, you know, gym talk in Italy. So it's cool. But before it was just like, oh shit.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? What is he doing? Why do you do this? So does that roughly give you like an 100%. Idea of like where I'm at?
Yeah.
So
and since you've talked a lot about different culture, you know, Canada, Italy, USA, because you also lived in USA, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to know what are the main difference that you see. Let's say you gave us an example. Let's say in the gym in Italy, people were like, what is this guy doing?
Right.
Was in Canada the same thing, and in US, and what are the major difference that you can see in these three different cultures?
Yeah. So first of all, there's not such a closed mindset in America. It's like you see someone with a camera, you just kind of see it, and then you go about your day. In Italy, when I was doing it, it was more like, what is he doing? Why is he doing it? Fuck him. So it was more like you felt the tension.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about America is that it's more accepting. It has more of an open mind to like doing stuff like this, which, just to point out, it's not that Italy doesn't do these things, it's just not as ahead yet.
Yeah.
Italy gets on the boat of things like 2-3 years later.
Yeah. We see that also with social media.
Right, and I say that in the most respectful way possible because I love Italy, I love the culture, I love everything about here, but it is a little bit behind compared to America, where everything's more open mind. You can do podcasts, you can do videos, you can do, whatever, it's cool, that's a career. Here in Italy, you're a coglione if you do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have a job, what is he doing? The grandma's just like, oh, mio figlio non lavora, all this shit. It's crazy, but in America, it's just like, oh yeah, my son does social media, my son does fitness content, my son does this, and it's like a good thing.
Yeah.
Here, it's catching up.
And even the people that don't care, they don't put energy into even like thinking about you. They just don't care. They go by your day, right?
Great point. You're not so self-conscious in America. It's more just normal. This is what you want to do, you do it. Fuck everyone, do what you got to do. You're going to make it. And everybody kind of sees that in people that pursue the journey of success. Mm-hmm. It's just more like, oh, he's doing that, good for him. Here, it's more like you're weird, say, you know, like you're not like us, we don't like you, So it's more, you feel more pressure a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, America has more of an open mind, but I do believe that the American influence is super effective on Italians and Italian culture, because Italians like the idea of American culture.
Yeah.
So as you see here with fashion and stuff, it's kind of American. With the way people talk, it's kind of American. There's a little bit of American in everything.
Yeah.
In Italy, if you actually understand the both cultures, because Italians love America, right? And vice versa. So I think it's getting to a good point, but I would say, like, just as starting like a career and stuff like that, I think America is your best bet, because you just are focused on your goal rather than being worried about the social setting, what people can, like, because a lot of businesses also, they don't accept this social media stuff. They don't accept you doing things differently. They want old traditional, in person, this is what the way it is, we need to preserve this, we're Italian,
Yeah.
we don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
We don't want evolution, and
We don't, well, we want to preserve what we have, right? And there's a lot of that in Italy with, like, all the beautiful things about the history, the architecture, the food. It's all about preserving, we preserve what we have. We preserve the Colosseum, we preserve the food. This is our tradition. You guys can't tell us. So it's kind of more of like Italy kind of has like a more prideful about their past and history. America's more like, let's look forward to the future.
Yeah.
Right? So that's core differences in someone that's young that comes here and is like, oh shit.
And what do you think about the being fast? Because I've been in Canada, I've lived in Canada for 2 years, I've been in USA, and whenever I come back to Italy, everything is slow here. I also wanted to see your perspective on this. Like, is everything faster in USA compared to Italy? Because this is a feeling that I have every time after I go on a trip there.
Just to give you the straightforward answer, yes. That doesn't mean that in places like Roma, Milano, in these nice big cities where there is fast life, it doesn't mean that there aren't people like that run their businesses like that. But if we're speaking generally, for general people, if people want to come to Italy and do business and, you know, do this, it's a little bit slower. So long story short, America's way faster because people work. They want to get it done immediately. They want to make money. They want to shoot content.
Don't fuck around.
They don't fuck around, and they get straight to it, right? Here it's like lifestyle, aperitivo, you go out, maybe I work on the business today. And I'm not saying everybody's like that, but there's a very like chill, rilassiamoci, you know what I'm saying? Like sit back, cigarette, coffee, just relax. In America, you wake up at 5, you go to the gym, you take a fucking shower after, you get straight to work, and you make money. That's how it is in America, and everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that live like that. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, sure.
A lot of people are successful in America. Like a lot of people don't work 9 to 5s. A lot of people have other business ventures. They have other incomes. There's so many people that in Italy, they just work 9 to 5s. They don't think that it's possible doing this, doing a podcast, making money on YouTube. So many people are just like, it's so far of reach to even think that making money online is possible. Wake up, folks, it's 2024. It's possible making money online, and you can do very well for yourself, right? So there's a lot of people in America that just are focused on making money, focused on evolving as people, and they want to fucking live their life. That's another thing, that money equals freedom, right? So in America, we understand this. Here in Italy, you basically have everything already for free. So you can just work a 9 to 5 and you have the lifestyle because everything's pretty cheap here too. Like it's not too expensive. Like you can go to the mare for, you just drive there literally. You get in for free. You get a focaccia for like $5, cafe €1. In America, you go to Starbucks and you spend 45 euros on a coffee. I'm serious.
Which is not even a coffee.
Which is not even a coffee. Right, it's crazy.
Awesome. Talking about Starbucks, because we was talking about this before, you told me that there's a Starbucks, it's full of liberals, right? I want to know from your perspective, since America is free, like they preach a lot the freedom, the being able, you know, to be successful with your business, but I think nowadays it has gone to a place a little bit too far, especially with all of this agenda, LGBTQ, all of this stuff. What do you think, what is your opinion on this?
We don't want to get demonetized, do we? What is my opinion on just like the liberal left movement in America? Is that what the question is?
Keep it light, yeah.
I mean, I don't really have a comment. I have no comment on that, because whatever I say, I don't really think it will change or give introspective on people that are watching. Like, I don't think it's really relevant on what I think, because I'm not a political figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter what I think. So, yeah.
All right, yeah. All right, perfect. Let's dive a little bit deeper into actually fitness and what you do to basically work. So let's say if I was someone that would start from completely scratch, what would you be your advice to me?
My advice, if you're building from scratch, well, whether you're fat or skinny, hopefully you got to a point where you're upset with yourself. So you don't really need to take external advice. You don't need to ask people too many questions, because you've gotten to a point where you've reached rock bottom with the way you look. You look in the mirror and you don't like it. So you figure out a way to make it happen. My idea for advice as a beginner is very brutal. Like, you don't deserve advice because you're still at the beginning. Figure out what you're gonna do to change, how you're gonna change. And if you genuinely do want to change your body, you figure it out. Like, there's all the information online on the internet of all these people saying how to lose weight, how to gain muscle, this is how you can do it in 30 days, 6 weeks, whatever. There's a blueprint for everything. They're just rehearsing it. But at the end of the day, what you have to do is just really be you need to want to change. Like, I can't tell you as a person that does this for a living how to change. Like, you just have to want to change.
Literally. You have to reach that point where you're
well, because that's where you actually make a difference in your life.
Yeah.
Like, if you're always having people walk you through oh, this is how you do it, this is the program, this is what you need to follow, being held like a little fucking kid, what's that good, how's that going to do you any good? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's grown adults out here texting me being like, how do I stay motivated? How do I get in shape? Really? All the information is on Google. It's all there. How to lose weight, eat less food. How to go to the gym. Literally just type the exercise, chest workout, and see what the fuck it's not rocket science. And people act like the programs and the diet nutrition is like the secret. The secret is just doing it consistently over and over, building habit, and then you change. Because that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, I give you the blueprint on how to change, but you don't do it. You don't learn how to actually build the habit. Why did I give you advice in the first place?
Yeah.
You didn't even deserve it. So that's why I'm kind of going into this new era of fuck advice, fuck all this I'm gonna tell you how to do it, lay out the blueprint for how you can become successful and how you can get jacked. It's all out there. It's all out there for you. If you need someone to keep you accountable and that you need a coach, I'm here for you. But I'm not gonna baby you. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that are wanting to be babied, like children. It's crazy. So if you want to start, just
just put your shoes.
Get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone asks me, how am I going to start? I'm like, don't ask these stupid questions. You know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what to do. It's a stupid fucking question asking someone, how am I going to get started with this? Fucking do it.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and this guy was like, if you need motivation to go to the gym, you probably don't need to go to the gym. You need to work on yourself first.
Yeah, this idea of all this very soft motivation, oh, and you need to do, if you want to go to the gym, just remember about how they made you feel 2-3 years ago, and that should be your motivation to keep going. What the fuck? People really are saying shit like this?
Yeah.
They're really coming up with these stupid ideas to get motivated? You want to change, yes or no? Do you want to change? Are you here wasting people's time asking them questions about how you do it rather than just doing it? It's like with business. How do I start this business? Motherfucker, just start. That's how you do it. You just start and then you figure it out.
100%. And also I wanted to ask you a question regarding gym, because I've seen this pattern, which I'm not saying every successful entrepreneurs, but most of successful entrepreneurs, they all have one thing in common. They take their fitness and their body serious. Mm-hmm. So do you think going to the gym and being serious with fitness can actually benefit in also other areas of your life.
Yeah. I always find this interesting. The guys that seem to be doing the best in the gym seem also to be doing the best in life. So killer in the gym, killer in life. It's hard to have a mentality of like, I'm gonna do my very best work in only one area of life. It kind of translates on everything.
Yeah.
So if you kind of want to like hypnotize your life, I think going to the gym and becoming an absolute stud in the gym, looking good, being jacked, I think it's gonna change your perspective on everything you do. So to keep it short, I think it does change your life, but I'd also think that if you're an entrepreneur and you're not going to the gym and you're not in incredible shape, I don't think it's like the end of the world. Like, you can still have a great mindset, even being a little bit plus size or skinny. Like, it's all your mindset at the end of the day.
And you don't want to be the poor guy that goes to the gym, right?
Exactly.
The guy that has no ambition other than being a big guy.
Right, and there's a lot of, there's definitely a lot of that going on too. Yeah, there's a lot of like, and that's where you go into the idea of people kind of getting lost with the gym and using it as pleasure. Yeah. Kind of being like an escape. So you built the habit how to go to the gym every day. You do it, but are you doing it to escape from your problems? Are you doing it from not getting that job, not confronting your parents, not doing things that will actually change your life? Are you using it as an escape? Well, then I just think you're a fucking idiot if you're doing that. And a lot of people watching, it's just the truth. A lot of people use the gym as an escape rather than using it as something they can have to benefit all other aspects of your life. Because let's be honest, you walk into the room and you have fucking 19-inch biceps, people are gonna look at you like, oh shit.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy? Is gonna make a good impression on people. Because physical appearance, I mean, it's everything. People say, do looks matter? Fuck yeah, they do. They do. People treat you differently just based on the way you look. If I sat here and I was 300 fucking pounds, the typical fucking American that goes to McDonald's every day, you wouldn't look at me the same, you wouldn't respect me the same, you wouldn't speak to me the same.
Because you don't respect yourself in the first place.
Right, and that's just the brutal reality of like human nature. We judge people when we see them. Like, I see you, you're skinny, I think you're skinny. You're fat, I think you're fat. It's kind of like a childlike mind. Yeah. Children, they say everything they think, they're straightforward. It follows us also as adults. Everybody just kind of, I don't want to offend anybody, so there's that mentality.